Oh! Alright, good day, good fiber. Alright, it's your girl Esther Joy coming at you with another video. You already know we like to talk about love, light, joy, and peace, and today we're going to be talking about sexual sin. So let's get into it. Now, I wanted to start off by saying that, this is going to be a touchy subject. Some people are going to get triggered, and that's a you problem. Alright, now that I triggered whatever needs to be triggered, let's just talk about it. I genuinely wanted to make this video because I think that the root of many of the problems that we see in the world today, at least when it comes to the fear that we don't want to manifest in the future, and the things that are being created that are destroying the planet and ourselves, it is rooted in sexual immortality and sin. Now, before I go on any further, it's important to note that the sacral chakra is connected to our sexual organs and our sexuality, our intimacy, how we connect with others, as well as our imagination, fantasy, and our general creativity, you know, what we want to create with others, what we imagine, you know, in the connections that we hold dear. Now, this is also connected to our throat chakra, which our throat chakra is all about expressing. It's all about speaking the truth, you know, your authentic being, and being able to project that and share it with other people. But it also has that element of judgment within it, how we tend to look at other people and are so quick to judge them but not ourselves. So that's in there as well. So these two working together very closely when we talk about sexual sin, because we have to be able to use judgment to determine and discern what is considered sin. So that's something that we want to just address. Now, we all know that sex is not bad inherently. That's how we're all here. Obviously, it's literally how we're all here. And the way I see it, we're all here on earth to learn. You know, we're all here on earth to learn our own lessons. So we can't judge someone for the lessons they're here to learn, because that's their life experience. So respect. But I do feel like, in light of how society has been going on, I'll highlight a few things in a moment. It's important for us to practice discernment when we're using any kind of sexual energy. And trust me, I'm pretty young, but I guess I have been learning a lot surrounding this from a young age, and continue to learn more and more about this topic. So first off, I wanted to say that, generally speaking, when I think of sexual sin, I think of a hole in our soul, a hole that goes deep within the core of our being and how we connect and interact with others. And this is the void, or this is what we'll call the root problem. Now, what is happening in here? Well, there's fear, shame, guilt. These are all things that we do not dare express to others openly because we don't want these things in our reality. So we do our best to cover them up and hide them as best as we can. Now, the thing is, they don't actually go away. They're just now pushed into your subconscious mind, so you're subconsciously doing things without realizing why you're doing them. And it sucks because you are pretty much just doing exactly what you didn't want to do, and the fear just continues to go up until you acknowledge it, and it can get pretty bad. So the better you can acknowledge it, the better. Okay? So again, sex is not something bad. We're all here because of it. But there's a lot of immortality. Okay? I'm not going to go on and talk about, what are they calling them now? Minor attractive people. And the other things in the world that are going on. But I will say that this is all coming from a root that they have a hole within themselves. There is something they're looking for in other people. And because of this, it causes them to do all sorts of bad things that are sin. And trust me, we've all done it. So, like, no judgment. We're all humans. It's a fallen race for a reason. We're all here to learn lessons, guys. Okay? But let's have some faith. So the first thing I wanted to note is that we probably have noticed, you may have used a dating app or saw that there are lots of different dating apps out there. And again, there's nothing wrong with dating apps. I feel like they've just taken the place of the matchmaker, but the convenience that they have injected in society has been something that has been poisoning the souls of many people and numbing them from actual intimate connections. And I think you probably know what I mean. You are not sinning against anyone when you commit a sexual sin other than yourself. So nobody's here to judge you. Nobody's here to attack you. It's you and your body. You gotta evaluate what's going on here and why did you violate yourself that way. Again, this is a place of love and a place where we're just here to open up the conversation. And it's something that I think we're all, like, as humans, we crave that intimacy, and we just tend to look for it in the wrong places. So I think a lot of dating apps or the whole culture around that is quite unhealthy, because now you have people that are judging people purely on their looks and a few words that they say on their profile. You have people that are anxious of not being accepted or, conventionally attractive, so they're not mateable, when in reality, you're only looking for one mate. Okay, so chill out. And then you have this thought of people who are anxious because ghosting is a thing. People just drop off the face of the earth. Maybe you did the do and then they ghosted you and then you're left questioning, what did I do? What did they not like? These are all things that many, many people are struggling with, and the root of it is within this idea of sexual sin. We ourselves are lustful creatures. Like, we get horny without even meaning to. It's something that gets triggered within us, and it just happens. But when we don't practice having discipline and discernment with when is it an appropriate time to, have sex with someone, and when is it just a time where I'm actually avoiding the things I need to address within my own being, so I'm not digging them further and trying to escape them by connecting with another person that ultimately is going to lead to a disconnect. You need to address these things. It is a part of our life. It is so important. And here's the deal. Sexual sin is one of the worst sins because it can directly lead to death. Yeah, sure, there's like all of these diseases connected to sex. I'm not even talking about those. I'm talking about, the energy that when you climax is released? Well, that is a part of your life force energy. You're releasing a little bit of it. So are you investing that energy wisely, or are you wasting it? Because if you invest it, you will get more life. If you waste it, then it will result in you slowly decaying and dying. It is that simple. It's not like usually a one and done, though sometimes I'm sure it can be a one and done in terms of life or death. But it's so important to know that every single little action you're taking is either giving you more life or taking away your life. And I think as humans, we're designed to want to survive for as long as possible and to live for as long as possible. Yet the world makes it so easy and so convenient for us to choose the deadly things of life. So here's a few more notes. There are so many people that sleep with people, okay? And I'm going to say this, but they don't want to have kids with them. Why are you doing that? What is the purpose of having sex? How are you brought into the world? Why are you going with somebody that you don't want to have a future with? Because automatically you're investing your energy in something you don't even want. Think about that. Just think about that. Does that make any sense? If I gave you $100 and I was like, okay, invest it in whatever you want to help you, with your life. And you invested it by, I don't even know. I'm trying to think. Maybe you invested in it in opening a bank account to get this one free deal, and then it ends up you have to pay a monthly subscription fee that now you don't have the money for because you spent all your money to get this one deal, and now you're in debt and you're worse off than when you began. That's kind of how I feel it is, okay? Why are you doing this? All right, there's such a thing as trauma bonding. We already know this. Because of this hole within our soul, within our sacral, that we feel like we need this kind of intimacy to be filled. And a lot of the times this is part of a trauma that happened within life that made us growing up, developing as children, usually between the ages of like 7 and 14. We feel like something happened, we were disappointed in someone, or we were scared, some trauma happened within our lives. It could be as small or as big, but it happened. And then for whatever reason, we can't let it go. We keep remembering it, or even on a subconscious level, we start doing things to attract that within our lives. And that could be toxic partners. And that's why, even though you don't want to have a child or a future with this person, but their game in the bed is great, you stay with them. And generally speaking, it doesn't end well. What's going on there? If you can't control your sexual energy and practice discernment with, oh, is this person giving me life, or are they taking away my life? Then you need to evaluate what's going on here. And that's why, if you're watching this video, this is why. We're here to evaluate this energy within ourselves. This isn't about pointing fingers at other people saying they're the reason. No. I'm looking at myself in the mirror right now, because I know that all the situations in my life, it's me. And it's hard to admit sometimes, because again, when we feel insecure in our root, in our sacral, we tend to play the victim. It's not me, it was because of what happened back then, or this time, or they did this. And you got to take responsibility, even if it's accepting, like, hey, I came into the world to have this experience. I'm experiencing it. This is what I'm experiencing. That's good enough. And that's a part of doing the work and really tapping into understanding what kind of hole within your own soul are you trying to fill. Because there are people that genuinely want to connect with you, to have intimate connections with you, and to help you holistically fill this hole, where it's not just a temporary fix, but it's something that actually creates more life. And you see that hole was a flower pot the whole time, just waiting for you to plant the right seeds to grow. So anyways, that's pretty much the video for today. I hope that this inspired you, gave more compassion to whatever situation that you're facing, and really evaluate how you can better use this energy in your own life to create more life for yourself and your loved ones. Thank you so much for watching. Press a thumbs up if you want more like so I know so and can continue to do so. But yeah. And if you are interested in reprogramming your mind around porn, then check the link in bio for the newest mini course that is all about just that, really using our creative energy. Without further ado, thank you so much again for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Check the link down below. Peace.